U.S. military needs more people, so it's recruiting through Twitch and video game competitions. Welcome to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. So, as an all-volunteer force, the U.S. military is struggling to find recruits. I blame the opening 10 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, half of Dunkirk, and especially all of Starship Troopers. You want me to volunteer to fight giant bug monsters? No, thank you. The U.S. Army is having an especially hard time. It fell short of its 2022 recruitment goals by 25%. Part of the problem is that most people aren't even qualified for military service. Of 34 million people born after 1997, 4 out of 5 can't qualify to serve in the Army. Really? Gee, and here I thought Americans were known worldwide for their exceptional fitness. Another problem is that not enough people are actually interested in joining. According to Army Secretary Christine Wormuth, only 9% of young Americans are interested in serving in the military. Even Master P is having trouble recruiting no-limit soldiers. Kids just think, oh, it's so 90s. The U.S. military is adapting to get the manpower it needs. This includes offering sign-up bonuses of up to $50,000, loosening tattoo rules, and raising the maximum enlistment age. Even adding boot camps for boot camps to get overweight and low-scoring applicants in shape. Great. So now America will be defended by broke, overweight, tattooed 60-year-olds. Don't you feel safe knowing your freedom is being protected by edgy mall Santas? Neither does the U.S. military. In order to be ready to fight future wars, the U.S. military needs Gen Z, people born between 1996 and 2012. That's why military services are moving away from advertising using traditional media like TV commercials to social media.
You know, a basic rule in recruiting is you got to go where your market is.
Major General Edward Thomas Jr. is commander of the Air Force Recruiting Service.
If we're looking at the average recruiting population, ages 17 to 24, we've got to be where they are in those virtual spaces.
But Gen Zers these days are spending a ton of time on TikTok, which is owned by China. U.S. military services avoid marketing there, as TikTok poses a huge security threat. Plus, if a bunch of soldiers try doing a dance flash mob, it just looks like the world's lamest war crime. So if TikTok's a no-go, what's the next best thing? Video games! Especially through popular game streaming apps like Twitch. These military recruitment tactics are far from traditional. I'll tell you how after the break. Welcome back. The U.S. military needs more Gen Z recruits. That's why they're looking to video games. It makes sense. If you've ever played Fortnite online, all of those kids swear like sailors. I didn't even know there were that many curse words. In 2020, the U.S. Navy launched an esports campaign by partnering with Twitch, tournament organizer ESL, and esports news site DoubleTap. It also partnered with esports team Evil Geniuses to create the Navy's first Counter-Strike Global Offensive Squad. What a headline. That's right, the U.S. Navy has its own esports team to play video games competitively. They're called Goats in Glory. You can follow them on Instagram. Other branches like the Air Force, Army, and National Guard also have their own gaming teams, although the National Guard gaming team is only called on during emergencies, like when a stupid foul-mouthed noob needs poning. The U.S. Marine Corps hesitated at first because war is not a game, son. But even they eventually gave in. The Marines' new slogan should be, the few, the proud, the geeks. War never changes. Even the U.S. Space Force has an esports team. How could they miss the chance to be Master Chief? The U.S. military esports teams compete against each other as well as against the UK's Army, Royal Navy, and Royal Air Force. Yes, even the UK military competes in esports. And the King's Guard are the worst at trash talking. It's hard when they can't say anything. After the U.S. Space Force won a Call of Duty charity tournament against other military branches, It launched the trophy into space. I just want to be clear, that is not a joke. The Space Force really did launch a trophy into space. Now there's more to this than just fun and games. According to the U.S. Navy Recruiting Command's Twitch guide, everything done on social media should be aimed at making connections between prospects and recruiters. How do they do that? One way is by putting out YouTube and Twitch videos following gamers and servicemen. They're to show how gaming skills can easily translate to careers in the military. Makes sense. I love playing Street Fighter, and that certainly makes me a world-class martial artist. But according to the U.S. Navy, they're looking for more skills like problem analysis, risk assessment, sensory perception, and split-second decision-making. Those skills are required to succeed in critical Navy career fields such as nuclear engineering, aviation, special warfare, cryptology, and counterintelligence. Meanwhile, Vice obtained internal Army documents through a Freedom of Information Act request. These documents showed the Army planned to spend money to work with popular Call of Duty streamers, including $150,000 on popular streamer Stone Mountain 64. The documents also mentioned other streamers such as Swag and Alex Zedra. Sadly, it didn't include our gaming channel, Gamers Unbeaten. Where's our cut of that sweet military geek money? I just want to be clear, this is not a joke. We really do have a gaming channel. The U.S. Army believed that streamers have the potential to help with recruitment by making the military relatable, familiarizing their fans with Army values, sharing career opportunities, and improving public opinion of the military. And by letting them know that Starship Trooper was totally fictional and not a how-to guide. A likely story. Here in this table, you can see that the Army was willing to spend a lot of money for streaming and more. This year's plan includes spending $1 million advertising on Twitch and its HBCU Showdown esports tournament. Not to mention $750,000 on Call of Duty League esports, Paramount Plus, and its Halo TV show. Sadly, not even the support of the U.S. Army could save the Halo TV show from being a dumpster fire. The U.S. Army also planned to spend $600,000 on IGN and $500,000 on G4. Though somehow I don't think the Army is going to get much luck finding Gen Zers through G4. Do they even know what G4 is? It's not clear, though, whether the U.S. Army actually spent any of this money. That's because they paused all sponsorship related to Call of Duty after its parent company got sued for sexual harassment. Now, U.S. military branches don't like to say that they're recruiting through games. It's more like having a conversation that guides people to want to enlist, which sounds kind of like calling bribery a persuasive argument. But like any online endeavor, the U.S. military was put to the test by online trolls. For example, some accounts played along with the Navy's esports team as Japan 1945 and Nagasaki, referencing the U.S. atomic bombs at the end of World War II, and gamerword, a term often used for the N-word. Gamers also spammed chat rooms with messages about U.S. war crimes, which prompted the Army and Navy to ban users. This got them in hot water when First Amendment lawyers said by banning users, the military was violating free speech. The issue was finally resolved after many users were unbanned. But some people don't like the idea of a military force actively trying to recruit people on streaming platforms, especially with teens around. As if teens aren't exposed to military recruitment at school. Heck, Captain America started as just one big military recruitment ad. His first appearance featured him punching Hitler, which I'm sure Kanye West takes issue with. Back in 2020, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tried to ban the U.S. military from recruiting on Twitch and all other streaming platforms. But that was voted down. Many see streaming platforms as a necessary tool for the U.S. military. Heck, even I use video game streaming to get my message across. Like the U.S. military, I see gaming as an important medium to reach out to young audiences and show them why communism is just like the indie game Cult of the Lamb. Still, it doesn't seem like the military has had a lot of success recruiting gamers. They might want to go back to the drawing board when it comes to recruiting. Otherwise, this might be America's first and last line of defense. So what do you think about the U.S. military in gaming? Leave your comments below. If you like this show, remember that we rely mainly on direct support from viewers like you. All it takes is as little as $1 per episode over on our crowdfunding website, Patreon. Visit patreon.com/America Uncovered for more. Click the link below. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. Thanks for watching America Uncovered.